What's up everybody, Bob McIntosh here, and on today's video I want to show you the process of building a funnel from beginning to scratch. And I'm going to walk you through. I'm actually using ClickFunnels. It is my preferred platform for right now at least, and this is where we build all of our funnels. Now, if you are building your own funnels or thinking about building your own funnels and you don't already have ClickFunnels, please reach out to me directly. I have a great affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything more, but it does help me get paid for creating some of this content for you. So first things first, when you're thinking about a funnel and you're building a funnel, the first thing is to say, okay, what steps do I need in my funnel? And you can see right here, these are the steps I have. In this case, I have a squeeze page, then we have a sales page, I have an order form, and an order confirmation. Now, sometimes you're gonna have more, sometimes it might even be less. In this case, I'm going to be sending this out to my social media audience and to my email marketing audience. Now, my email marketing audience, obviously I don't need a squeeze page because I've already got their information. So I would skip that and send them probably right to the sales page. But for my social media audience, some of them may not have given me their information yet. And so I would use a squeeze page for those folks. So here we go. We got all those in here. Again, what I've actually already done is I've added into each of these the design template that from ClickFunnels that I want for each of these, and it will go through and sort of show me what those look like as we go. And I'm going to change them, obviously, but just to make things faster for this video, we want to start here. Now, before we get started with actually designing the pages, the first thing that I like to do is actually head over here to the settings. And in the settings, there's a couple of things that we want to change. The most important thing that we want to have is in this header tracking code right here. Okay, in this header tracking code, I want to place in my Facebook pixel. So I've already got that code here. If you don't know how to get that, just go ahead and go to you're just going to go ahead and head to Facebook, your business manager. They'll give you that code. You simply copy it and we paste it in right here. Now you can see right there, the Facebook pixel code is in there, which is exactly what I want this to be. Okay, so I'm going to leave that as is. Now, if you had Google Analytics code, you would drop that in here as well. In this case, I'm not worried about Google Analytics because it's a very simple funnel. I'm only driving warm traffic, so it doesn't matter to me as much on the analytics side. But if I wanted to, I would paste that get that code from Google and paste that in here as well. And then over here where it says path, I like to just have an updated path. So we're just going to say REI websites funnel because what we're building is a funnel for real estate investor websites as we go through here. So you can see that there. In this case, domain, do I want to add a domain? If you have one already in here, I'm going to go ahead and use our 3 Degrees Consulting domain just because I want all the pages to be there. And then all of the funnel pages will be here. They're all being created over here, but it'll be go3dc.com/whatever we make it from there. Okay. I don't have a fave icon, URL, or body tracking code, and there's a bunch of other things in here that you don't need to worry about for right now. I'm just going to go ahead and head down and hit save and update. That will update all of the funnel-wide settings for us. Okay. All right, so now you notice right here, we're at go3dc.com/squeeze page, blah, 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 and all this little text right here. All right, so first thing I want to do is change this to in the publishing section right here, and we're just going to change the path to be squeeze page. I do this, it's more just for my own personal, I just like to have this be cleaner. It actually doesn't matter in this particular case, it's here. I don't know, I like it, so I do it. And then you can see right here now it's at squeeze dash page. Now here's the thing though. This will actually not be the final URL of the funnel page. The final URL of the funnel page is controlled down here in the settings gear. So I go down here and you can see right here it's got this 158 blah blah blah, blah right here. So I'm going to just say get your REI site now. Okay. Now this is going to be the actual slug or URL that we send it to. So go ahead and click update page here. And so what you'll see is that this URL here doesn't change, but when I click this button right here to go show me the page, and the page obviously is not built yet, so ignore that. You notice it changes the URL up here to the one that I just changed. So we'll go ahead and do that so that this is all nice and clean as we go. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna drop in, again, this is the squeeze page or opt-in page, whichever way you wanna call it, doesn't really matter. But this is just simply here to get them to give me their information. Obviously, I need name and email at the very least is what I'm going to want to do. Okay, and what I've chosen actually for here in this particular case is this, it's called a video background page. So this black back here is actually going to be a video. And what you do is simply throw up here. And I like this because it's simple and it feels more modern. So I've been using this a lot lately. But go up here to settings and we go to background. And right here, what's going to happen is it's going to give me all the information. So right now BG video is off. I actually want to turn this on, and then it wants a YouTube URL. So I actually went and I found on YouTube this sort of computer code looking one. Since we're selling a website, that would make sense. Copy. Now make sure that if you're doing this, you notice it does have here a little bit of the overlay. That's fine. It's not super noticeable, but it is there. But more importantly is you don't want like a competitive business in here dropping in. That's just not going to look good. So we simply copy that URL, we delete this out of here and paste this one in here. And just like that, you should see it. Now you can see here it's doing this. Oh, actually, I guess I didn't notice it wants 4. Oh, I guess it's actually the image. So here, so that 4K code long loop shouldn't show up if we preview this page now. When we go to do this, it should just drop right into the video. Now, it might take a second for the video to load up. That's okay, because it's kind of loading in the background. Oh, I forgot to hit save. So let's save this. You do have to hit save if you want to preview changes. Otherwise, usually it doesn't show you that change. Okay. So it is, okay, it is loading that in the background. So that actually is, I mean, it's not terrible, but I don't love it. So I might come back and change this to something different. Again, I like this background in general, but I don't like that it starts that way. So we might just have to fix that. That's not a big deal though, but you can kind of see that's what it's doing. We'll just leave that for right now and keep on going. Okay, so next, this is really, hey, why do they want to come in and get this? Okay, so if we've got to just tell them, hey, this is why you're going to give me your information. Now, normally in this case, you would offer them something for free in exchange for their email. In this particular case, I'm not going to, because again, this is my warm audience, so they know who I am, they know what I'm doing, they know about me. So it's not as important that I offer them something for free. If this was a cold audience, I would absolutely offer them something for free in exchange here. So we want to make this, you know, more compelling here. So let's see here, and this is the hardest process, guys, is your actually underline this, and in here I might that's good enough. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I just said, hey, find out how real estate investors like you are getting ranked on Google, driving more leads and building more credibility with their websites, and how you can too. Super simple, right? Okay. Now, right now this box is blue, and the colors of my brand aren't really blue, so this kind of doesn't make sense. So we're just going to change some of this to make it more in line with my actual brand colors. In this case, I think we're going to use black, but we're just going to make it, again, somewhat transparent so that that text, the video background comes through. We want to make it enough that they can read this. Okay. All right. And then let's see here. We're going to go to this button. Actually, let's go here to settings on this as well. And I believe there's a blue border on there right now. Actually, don't want a blue border. I want to use red. And B01F23 is one of my colors for my brand. So there we go. So that's that. And then one more thing here. You notice the top margin. I'm just going to bring this up a bunch just so it's closer to the top of the page. And part of the reason I do that is a lot of these folks are going to view this on their mobile. And so I want to click here on this mobile to see what this looks like. Now you can see already that this doesn't look the best on mobile right now. So in here, if we click on the settings for this, it'll give us the mobile size text. By default, it matches the two set text sizes, but we want to make this a little smaller. 32 is probably a bit too big for mobile. So, okay. So we're going to call that 23, and then we're going to call this one maybe 16, maybe a little smaller, maybe 15. Okay. And then the button here, I want to change a couple things. First, I don't like the color. I want it to be, actually, I want it to be gold. And I don't have my gold color. Now, this is important, everyone. So I'm going to pull up my style guide for my brand. And this is really important to have a style guide so that you know, hey, this is what we're doing. Okay. And I've got both a gold color and a yellow color on my my brand here. Let me just zoom in. And if you go down here, I see those two color codes. Each of these hashtags, so this B01F23, B99254, these are color codes that let me know exactly so that when I use this in other places, I can make sure that my colors all match. So B99254 is the color that I'm looking for, B99254, B99254. Okay, see, bam, there's that goldy yellow color. Now, obviously, it says download your free report. I'm not giving them a free report in this case, so we got to change that in this button text right here to say learn how right now, right? And in this case, since it looks good on mobile, it's going to look good on desktop as well. Go back here to desktop there. And then I also like to have this little we know not rent spam sell information. I'm just let them know this is what's going on. Now you notice right now the action right here, it says opens the pop-up, and you actually can change that to different things here. In this case, we do want to open a pop-up, which is how they get their information. The pop-up is accessed from up here, so I can say show pop-up to see what it looks like. And you see that's how it loads up right now. Obviously, it doesn't look good at all. We got to change that. So we're going to hover over here and say edit settings. This will let us edit the settings of the pop-up. In this case, I don't want to have a background image. I think that looks bad. Now, there is a thing here that says trigger on exit. If they try to move their mouse up towards the X in the corner, this will pop up anyways. I'm going to do that just in case they do this. All right. Let's see here. Okay, now background color. The background color I might make red. No, that's too much. Let's do this just kind of like dark gray, black, which will be fine. All right, and then in here we can change these. So change your life and travel while blah, blah, blah. That doesn't make any sense. On the next page, I'll put my name in here, but Macintosh will show you can have a better web presence very quickly. Okay, and then your name, email, phone. I would like to get all three of these if I can. I don't necessarily have to, but in this case, I just want to make sure that name and email at the very least are required. Usually email is required by default, but let's make sure. And then this case is your name. Okay, it says not required. I do want to actually require this. All right, and then actually, sorry, with your name here, I'm going to put a little star next to that so that they know that that's required. Your email address, I want to do the same thing. Generally a star indicates required, and then phone number won't be required, but would love to get it, so it's not required, but your phone number, and I won't put a star there for that. All right, and I'm just going to change this. Show me how. Okay, and let's make this button gold just so that this gold B99254 so that it matches. And then obviously this, I'm just going to delete this entire thing actually, that whole little thing of text here, because I don't think we need that. So just over here, delete. Okay. Let's see here. Edit settings on the pop-up. I want to do one more thing here. In the advanced, we got this color border right here. Again, let's put it in here. And sometimes it saves the colors and things that you're doing. Sometimes it doesn't. So B01F23 is my red color. B01F23. Notice that changes that. So again, it's just matching what's happening in the background here, which I think is more important. And then one more thing, edit pop-up settings. I'm just going to move this up. Notice how it's now right about in, maybe too far, 60. Puts it right in the middle of the box behind it, which is where they clicked to access this. Okay, and then this actually we got to change as well. I don't want a blue background color. I'm going to actually just slide this all the way down, or let's see, why is this showing? Well, you know what, forget, we're just going to do this and say, actually, you know what, maybe we'll do this in gold, or maybe we'll do that in red just so it catches their attention. And I can make it a little more transparent perhaps. Actually, no, that's fine. We'll go with this. Okay. Again, just showing my colors and that, hey, this is what it looks like. So this is perfect. Okay. All right. So have all that. The last parts here, last few parts is up here in settings. I want to change the SEO metadata. Right. By default, it has video BG. You can see up here it says video BG squeeze. We don't want that. So get your new REI website today. And you can see right here, now obviously what they see up here, if they have a lot of tabs open, is going to be different, but that's a good start. And then say, learn what you need to do, or learn about these real estate investor websites are driving more leads and creating more credibility. Okay, now in this case here, you know, if I'm sharing this on social media, it'll be important to do the title and description. Either way, you always want to do the title. If you're sharing it on social media, you want to do title, description, and we also want to have a social image here. Okay, and so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to say image URL. And it's going to give me a bunch of images here that I've already uploaded to the site here. So instead, I want to use something specific. So I'm going to upload a new image. I have underneath here. Let me see. I get the right place. I'm going to actually use this one here, which I'm going to use in a couple other places as well. But I'm going to upload this image, and all this is going to do is so that when it shares, when this link gets shared to Facebook, it actually pulls up this picture. So I'm going to put this here, and you can see now, just like this, it's got this little laptop with a picture of a website. And again, this is just to help make it so, oh, what is that? It makes people wonder, you know, and here's my title and description, author. If you want to put your author, you can. Honestly, this doesn't matter that much, but if you're in here filling it out, might as well. Okay, so get rid of that. Actually, I'm going to close out this pop-up, hit save again. Okay. So we've got that SEO data done. Next thing is only relevant if you're using ActiveCampaign. So if you use ActiveCampaign, one of the awesome features in ActiveCampaign is that it actually lets you drop in some really cool tracking code to do a lot of things. And so what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to pull this up I'm going to log into my Active Campaign. And if you also, guys, if you're not using Active Campaign, but you're interested in using it for your email marketing, it's an email marketing CRM tool. Let me know. I have an affiliate link for that as well. Again, not going to cost you any more. It's not going to get you any special discounts or anything, unfortunately, but it does help me get paid. If you found value in this video, that would be awesome. So, and by the way, guys, some of this is going to be blurred out just because it's got my client's information. It's got my customer information and things like that. So I block out some of that just so that it's not showing that information. But in here, there's a thing called tracking. And this is really cool because tracking just gives you this little code right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this code. All right. And now that I have that code, we're going to go over here to settings. And then I go to tracking code. And this actually goes in the footer. So we just paste in that code just like that. And what that does is it allows my database to know that someone visited this page. So if they click from an email to here, it's going to track them as they go through. You do have to do that on each page. I'm going to actually just paste that code in here for reference because I have to do it on each page. So as we go through that, that's what we'll want to do. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and save, and then if we want to, after we save, we can just do a quick preview to see how this looks. All right, so you can see right there, get your new real estate website. And again, we'll fix this video. I'll fix this in the future. Here it is, all my text, all that. Learn how right now, perfect. Pops up the thing, so there's my information. Go ahead and close this. That's perfect. So I think we're good at this. Notice how I tried to exit the page and it actually popped that down, which is exactly what I want it to do. All right, so we are good to go on this page. We can go ahead and exit out of here and move on to the next step in the funnel. Actually, I apologize. There's one more thing we need to do here that I didn't do, and this is important. And so by default, ClickFunnels has its own internal built-in email marketing platform. I don't particularly like it. Actually, I think it's not that good. They do a lot of things great. Their email marketing, I just don't think it's that good. So it's why I use Active Campaign. So the last thing I need to do actually is go here to integrations. All right. And under integrations, I simply need to choose my Active Campaign account because that's what I'm using. And I'm going to want to do add to list with tag. And I'm just going to add them to my bobmcintosh.com list right here. And then tag is going to be 3DC. Actually, I don't know if I actually did a tag. So if I just create a new one here, we can do this. So 3DC interested in REI website, right? Because they didn't actually do anything yet. So I can just type that in here, click this, it'll create a tag for me automatically inside of Active Campaign, which is convenient. All right, and you can see right here, we're connected to Active Campaign. It's going to this list for me and then tagging them that they were interested. Now, why would I do this? Because now if I go here, but they don't finish, I can have my sales team call and follow up with them to find out if they are interested in moving forward. So just go ahead and click save one more time on this. And then exit out of here. And we're on to the next page, which is going to be the sales page. So we'll click here. And again, I've already loaded in a template just to make things easier and faster for the sake of this video. And we're going to change the template. But just like everything else, I want to change this. So we're going to go here to publishing first. And we're going to change this link. Again, this one doesn't really matter, just like before. I just like to have it nice and clean. Page REI websites. So we're going to update this. And just give it a second to go here. And there we go. Okay. Now you can see this looks totally different than the last page. So we're going to have some editing to do. But before we do that, let's get the link. And say order. Or actually, no, this is not really an order form. This is going to be get your REI site now. I actually say right Now again, these links don't matter because again, they're going to go from the squeeze page to the sales page, or they're going to go directly to the sales page. So the link's not super important. Again, I just do this to make it a little cleaner so that when they're looking at it in their up here, it's just a little cleaner for them. That's all. So go ahead and click edit page. And in this, we're going to just change, obviously, a bunch of the design because a lot of this design doesn't necessarily make sense with everything else that we got going on. So we're just going to go through this step by step. So up here, obviously, it's got a logo. That's not my logo. It's just a generic logo. So in here, I believe on page 2, we have a copy of my logo already uploaded. I usually use this one right here as a good one. You do have to double click that. So there, okay. Now, again, blue is not my color for this. So we're gonna hover over this green, which is the section area. And we're gonna say settings and BG color. I'm gonna make this black, or kind of like this blackish. It's now this is not exactly one of my colors, but it's dark and I want the dark color to go in. All right, now we got this next section. You see it's got all this little email stuff going on here. The picture itself here is actually not bad, although we're not really doing email marketing, so it doesn't necessarily make sense. I'm just gonna go to here to BG image, and they actually give you a bunch of generic images that are just, not a lot's going on with them. I particularly like this one right here, all these little shapes. So we're just going to click, we're going to do this black one again, just so that it matches with the color scheme that we got going on here. All right, and then let's see here. I believe actually if we just say repeat on this, it'll just make that a little cleaner looking in the background there. Okay, now this green obviously isn't going to work for us. So we'll hover over here. We're going to hit the settings icon. Bold. I usually do red so that it matches that, just because it does tend to stand out here. So I'm going to say why your site's not getting leads and how to make it right now. Okay, so I'm going to leave that just like this. Okay, and I want to highlight. So this is really a bolding thing. So I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to make this bold, and that should change it to red. Sites not getting leads, and I'm going to actually enter this down. How to start right now, or make that red as well. And I'm just highlighting the part that's important, right? I want them to say, are you not getting leads? Well, you want to start right now? Well, yeah, of course you do. Who doesn't, right? So it's just like this. Now, in this case, we're going to have a video here. So let's edit this. I don't have the video done yet. It's going to be made next, but we'll make that. Now, actually, yeah, I forgot. That's not going to work. So let's see here. Theme. It gives you all these preset colors right here. If I choose the red one, notice that the reds don't quite match my branding, so I actually don't like that. I'm just going to get rid of that altogether. And then one more thing actually I want to do in here. I would put in the URL for the video right here, which again, I don't have that yet, but when I do, we'll put it in there. I'm just going to add a little top margin here, so it's just a little bit below that line. I don't want it touching that text. And then we come down here. Okay, get started now. Okay, obviously green is not the color I want, so we're going to go with our yellow. I do like the get started right now with this. It's got a little arrow. I think that'll work for right now. Now this is opening a pop-up. In this case, I don't want to open a pop-up. This is simply a sales page to explain to them what the heck it is that they're going to get. And so all I need for this one to do is just go to the next step in the funnel, right? It doesn't submit your form, and again, I'm not using a form in this case on this page, so that's okay. This is just to basically warm them up. Hey, is this something that's of interest? If so, then you can go on to the order form, which is the next page. So in here, why should you choose us? Okay, so I've got a bunch of things that I can change in here. So on these, I just want to change these. I've already written some text here just to make this a little easier. So I'm going to come in here. So I'm going to highlight. And all this, guys, this is just letting them, hey, why should they choose us? This is a sales page, so I want to sell them on who I am. So take some time to write some good copy in here, things that make sense. Obviously, I'm just doing what I think makes sense for this offer. So obviously talking about who I am, why they should listen to me. One of the things that we do is hassle-free maintenance and updates. So we take care of all the maintenance and updates for you on these websites, so you don't have to worry about that, which is important. We got first class support, which actually thinks that's already the text that's there. And so we have a support team that will always respond within 1 business day to your inquiry. It's just, I think it's important for our team to get there and get everything going. And then one of the big things that we do different, which I want to highlight here, is that we do custom changes. So you get 5 hours a month of included change time. So if you want to add a new landing page for a new marketing campaign or something like that, we'll build that page for you so that you don't have to. It's a unique thing about us. So I'm just highlighting what makes our service for these sites a little bit different. Now, trusted by thousands of businesses just like yours, okay, and it's got a bunch of things here. Now, obviously, I'm not working with any of these businesses. If you have something like this, great, drop it in there. I'm not working with any businesses that are well known enough that people go, oh, I want that. But I do like this wording. Obviously, I'm not working with thousands. I'm only working with a couple hundred businesses, 100. So trusted by hundreds, let's say hundreds of businesses just like yours, okay? And then last on here is copyright 2020. Obviously, it's not going to be clickfunnels.com. It's going to be 3 Degrees Consulting LLC, because that's my company name. Okay. All right. Go ahead and save those changes. Now, of course, we've got a couple of things that we got to do. In this case, we got to drop in the SEO metadata. So get your, or let's say done, actually, yeah, that's what I call it, done for you real estate investor websites. Get your amazing real estate investor website built by our team and optimized for lead generation and credibility enhancements. Did I spell that right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, now, again, because I might be sharing this on social media or other places, it's possible. I want to make sure that this is all clean, and I'm going to use an image. I'm going to actually use the same one that I already uploaded before, just because I do like the image, and it just creates some consistency through this. And you can see how this would look on Google if you were doing it. I'm not going to do any keywords. That's not important, but I will put my name on here just in case people want to know about that. All right, so we'll go ahead and save that. Let's see here. Again, we got to put the tracking code in, because remember, if you're using ActiveCampaign, the tracking code on ActiveCampaign, here it is right here. Footer code, paste that in here. We have to do that on every page. Unfortunately, they don't have a funnel-wide footer section at this point in time, so we got to do that. All right, and the other one we did an integration, but we're not collecting any information in this time, so I don't actually need to do any integration. That's totally fine without this. So we're good to go. The only other thing I want to just check is on mobile, how does this look? Okay, so again, this looks good enough, right? This is big enough font, and it's there. The video is good. Why you should choose this. This actually looks just fine. Yeah, all this looks fine on mobile, so I'm okay with this page for right now. We'll go ahead and say save one last time just to make sure we don't lose anything. And that's it for that page. And again, I still have to put the video in there, so I'll drop that video in later, but we'll get to that. All right, next is the order form. Okay, and again, I've already dropped it in, but let's go in here and change the URL, and we're just going to call this order REI site. Again, this is all just to keep things clean and organized. And then we want to change the actual variation name. So I'm going to say order your REI site now. Okay, and again, this doesn't really matter because they're going to go from that other page, sales page, to here, but I just want to keep things consistent, and it just makes it look prettier as we go along. And hopefully you're starting to see sort of a similar process that we go through as we do all of this. It's very, very similar. Now, again, this page's design is completely different. It doesn't align with anything else we're doing. So we got to change this. So I'm going to say background. Obviously, this white background, while I like it, it looks cool, doesn't match what we're doing. So we're going to go here to backgrounds, and I'm going to choose that same black background just so that it's fitting appropriately. I'm going to do the repeat as well so that it just looks a little prettier there. Okay, and then we're going to go here to this settings section. Now this is right now set to wide. I'm going to actually change this to medium just so it's a little smaller. And the background color is white. I'm just going to make it, you know what, we're going to keep it bright white. I think that's fine. Okay, now obviously the funnel class doesn't make sense. We're going to call this real estate investor website. Okay, now obviously that's a little bit too big. It's not fitting on one line, so we do want to change this size down. We just drag this down until it goes a little bit like that. And we want to change the color because obviously blue is not one of my colors, so I'm going to use my red again. And let's see here. One more thing I want to do is make sure that this is centered. I know it seems little, but when we go to our mobile view here, notice how this is how it looks. Now, see, mobile view, that doesn't look good, right? We got to change this up here a little bit. So we're going to change this from 54 in mobile, probably down to maybe like 30. Yeah, we could probably go a little bigger actually, maybe like 35, 33. What I'm trying to do, let's try 40. There we go. I just wanted that to break on a new line. Now, one other thing here, notice this is down really far. There's probably some padding on our margin on top here, so we can just get rid of that. So it's a little closer to the top now. Perfect. Let's go back here. Okay, now this is that image. Notice that image that we used before. I'm going to use that same one here. Okay, just like that, because again, this is an actual example of one of our sites, so I want them to see that. All right, okay, so now as we go down here, now here's one thing in this billing information. Obviously, I need all the billing information, but notice it's got a label and it's got the entry field. We don't need both, right? It's just not, it's not required. So we're going to hover over all of the labels in some of this. We're just going to get rid of that one. We're going to get rid of this one, because it says what it is in the actual text box. So I don't need another one in there. I think that's just overkill. Okay. Now notice how this is a separate section. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to hit settings, and I'm just going to put a little extra spacing here just so that it's like, okay, you got name, email, phone, and actually well, street address, but then city, state, zip, and country are different, and that's okay. We can probably get rid of these two. Again, it's pretty obvious since it says exactly what each of these are. So we'll get rid of these. And the spacing is just there to help make it a little bit more readable when we get to mobile, I think. If not, we'll change that. But there we go. And now credit card number, expiry month, year, and code, I'm going to leave just because, especially like expiry month and year, it doesn't tell you what those are by default. It has a number already selected there. So we want to do that. And then order detail is going to automatically fill in, and I'll show you what these dynamically updated do in here in a little bit. So complete order, obviously this button is the wrong color again. Go down here, we don't want blue. What's my gold color again? Is B99254. So B99254. And in here, complete order. I might change this to place my site order now. I'm just going to get rid of this. I don't think we actually need that there. And then one last detail. I'm just going to go back here to mobile again. Let's see how this looks. Okay, so again, the dynamically updated will change. Boom, boom, boom. This is all good. City, state, zip, country. Okay, here's the credit card information. That's fine. All right, this looks good. Actually, on here, I could probably make in both mobile and regular this a little bit bigger. So let's try like 18. Let's see here. Come on. Nope, see now it's 2 lines, that's too much. So 22, and this is just a guessing. Okay, so we go. 20 is good. It should, for most phones and mobiles, it's going to look fine. Of course, I got the Visa because we take all of those in here. Perfect. Got all that. All right. So the last thing that I want to do is right below here. As I get down here, I'm going to add in my logo. And again, one of the things that I've learned over time is that when people go from page to page and it feels totally different from the order page, you're going to lose a lot of folks. So I try to include elements that are going to let them know, hey, you are still in the right place. Everything is looking good, right? So here's just my logo since it was on the page before. Now they know, yep, this is in fact good to go. And then down here, we just want to say copyright 2023 Degrees Consulting LLC. And obviously I need to make this, because it was a white background before, so that dark text was fine. But now that it's a dark background, we want to make that white. Okay, and that's it. And let's put that there. Okay. So we got all this stuff here. Last thing, this section, see how it's down again really far? I don't like when it does that, to be honest. I like things to be as far up as possible. Still have a little bit of space there, but as much as we possibly can. And then more than likely in here under the padding, we got a little extra padding here, so we can move that down just to bring this whole thing up like that. Perfect. And let's just double check this on mobile. Yep, pretty straightforward and easy. And again, we'll explain the dynamic updated here in a second. Okay, so let's go here to our settings. And we're going to do SEO metadata. Okay, so order your REI site. Now, and I would never be sharing this page, so I'm not going to worry about the other stuff right now. This is really just for up here, so when they're here, they go see it like that. Okay, we got that. Let's see here. We got to put in our tracking code. So come back here. We're going to copy that from my notepad and just simply paste in that code here. Go ahead and save that. All right, now in this case, I don't need to do an integration, even though I am getting information. The integration is going to actually happen through the product page. But what is important here is because the credit card information is going to go through the order, and when they process the order, it'll go through here. But I am collecting a bunch of other information that I might not have gotten otherwise. So what I do want to do is not integrations. Actually, no, I don't need to do that. Sorry, because we're going to do it in the product. It won't have to happen here. So what we need to do now is we're going to exit out of here. And we're going to go over to a different tab that exists for the order form page. And that's the products. So right here, we got products. Every web page, order form page on ClickFunnels has to have a product attached. So we're going to go ahead and click Add Product right now to add that in. So where it was saying dynamically updated, this is where it pulls that information in from. So we use Stripe for right now, so we just have to select our Stripe account. So this is our 3 Degrees Consulting Stripe account. It is a one-time payment. I'm not providing commission for right now. We might in the future, but for right now we don't. So go ahead and click Save and Next. And I just have to give it some information about what this product is so that it can do everything right for me. So in here, we're going to call this Done For You. Actually, we're going to call this Real. And say Investor Website. I think that's going to be better. The price is going to be $297. Oops, helps if I do that right. $297, and you do want to put in the change because the 0.00 because it's going to charge cents if you put that in there. Now a price display override. I don't need to do a price display override. It's just, hey, if you wanted to change this to something different, since it's a one-time price, that's all there is. We're good to go. I don't have any shipping origin because I'm not shipping anything. This is a digital product. Right now, I don't have any bumps, which will be a different video. Maybe we'll talk about that. And I don't have an inventory limit either, so we'll go ahead and hit Save and Next. And you'll notice as we go through each of these steps at the top here, when this loads back up, I'm going through different things. So we've got product variations, fulfillment email, follow-up action, shipping summary, right? So I'm going to skip to fulfillment email because there is no variations. Variations like, hey, do you have large, like shirts, large, medium, extra large, small, women's, men's, whatever that is. I wanted to show this because fulfillment email, they will send an email for you if you want. I don't want them to in my case because I'm going to use my active campaign account. So I'm not going to actually leave this the same. We're going to go to follow-up actions. This is important if you're using a third party. So I do want to trigger follow-up actions. We're going to use 3DC's active campaign account. You can see I have some other things in here. Primarily we use active campaign. I do use Aweber for some things, but mostly it's active campaign. And I want to add to list with a tag. And the reason I want to do this is going to kick off the emails. It's going to notify my team. It's going to do a whole bunch of things, which I'm not going to go through now, but it's going to do all that in there. So I'm going to add them to my Bob McIntosh list in case they weren't already there. And then I do believe this is pulling in all of my client tags. So 3DC. And then I forgot the name that I made it, but we've got it. So I've got a bunch of tags. I just got to find the right one. Where is it here? There you go, real estate website active. So this means that they actually bought the real estate website. So that's going to notify. Now, when they get tagged with this on my back end, a bunch of things will happen. But that's all we need to do right now is just tell it, hey, I want this tag to be applied. All right, I don't have any shipping information, so that's fine. Save and next is going to summarize my entire product, which for this right now is pretty straightforward and basic. So I just went ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and save or return to product list because I know that everything's good here since I didn't have a lot that I needed to do. All right, so real estate investor website. Now, when we go back here to overview, here's what you're going to find. So go to overview and let's preview this page. So remember when you were looking at it, it was saying both the product and the summary were dynamically generated. Now that I have something for it to generate from, it can actually do that. So when we load this up, again, notice the nice pretty URL that we did from before. And it's going to show right here, real estate investor website for $297. And down here, it's going to show because it's already selected that I have this. All right, so these are all now. If I had more than one product up here, I could choose different products, and it's going to automatically change down here based on what I choose. All right, so this is exactly what I want. Straightforward. You don't want the order page to be complicated because then people aren't going to fill it out. All right, and then the last step is just simply say, hey, we got your order. And this is important because people want to know that they actually, if they submitted their credit card and they bought something from you, they want to know that they're actually going to get what they bought, right? So it's important to have a confirmation page for this. So just like before, we're going to change this. And we're going to just change the path to UROC REI site. So save this because again, they ordered a real estate investor site. So we'll do that here. All right, and then we're just going to go in here. Now, in this case, I have a template of template order confirmation page that I like to use. So I've already built that page out, and I loaded it in because it actually lets you load in. So if you go and spend a bunch of time building a page, it lets you load it all in. So I did that. Now I do have to make some changes here. So you rock. So obviously they didn't join my program social media code red. So instead they thank you for purchasing a real estate investor website. Our team has been notified and will begin building your website as soon as possible. Now, there's a couple important things I need to do, so I'm going to say important. And then actually I want the dashes to match. I like when things are symmetrical, so we're going to do 3 there, and we're going to copy this on this side. And then I'm going to make this bold and underline because I want them. And I will keep this left, right? So you get an email from our system, which will direct you to a form to send us information critical to us building your website. And helps if you spell things right. Please fill out that form as soon as possible. Now, it is possible that the email might go to their spam, so please be sure to check your spam for everything. And then it can also take up to 15 minutes for this email to arrive. Now, usually it's like 1 to 2 minutes, but some people, what happens is they come in, they go, oh, I didn't get the email immediately, what's going on? And they freak out, right? So we want to make sure that they're not freaking out. Actually, I don't like the way the underline looks here, so we're going to get rid of that underline here. Say important. Okay, and then down here, again, dynamically update is going to update with whatever they just bought. Okay, now you notice right here, this says desktop only because the picture only shows like this on desktop. If I switch to mobile, it actually moves the picture for me to the bottom down here. And I've got the 3 Degrees Consulting. I actually put our logo and everything in there on this one. So this page is almost done. SEO metadata, let's just double check that. So this just says thank you, which is all it really needs to say. Again, you were never going to be sharing this page out there. So I just want to have thank you up here. Maybe I'll just do thank you, you rock, so that the messaging is all the same. And then settings, I want to go to tracking code. I believe my tracking code should already be in here. Yep, because I've done this page before. So we're good there. And we'll go ahead and hit save. And that's it. That's the whole process to build a funnel. So I hope you guys found this of value, kind of some of my thought process and the things that I do and how I do them. If, of course, you're a real estate investor and you want a site, you can see the links here or just reach out to me. I'd be happy to show you what we can do for you on a real estate site. We got some really cool things we're cooking up. But that's the funnel process. Enjoy, guys, and we'll see you on another training video real soon.